If you're still doing long cardio sessions to boost your endurance, you're absolutely wasting your time. One method, 6 minutes, done right, can skyrocket your VO2 max and performance faster than anything else. If this is the first time you're hearing this podcast here, please do hit the subscribe, as I am dropping as much information as I can on strength, conditioning, brain chemistry, and all things to take your performance to another level. But today I'm going to get into a method that I've recently found, and big shout out to one of my mentors, Dr. Mike Nelson. This method came about from his flexible meathead protocols. One of the things that's always troubled me about conditioning is that people think there's two ways to get it done. One, where you've got to spend hours and hours and hours doing lots of low intensity, steady state endurance, or the other side, absolutely obliterating yourself, in a Metcon or WOD, some sort of hit scenario. So what I'm going to cover today is a method called the Escalating Six Method that within 6 minutes, you'll be able to dramatically improve your VO2 max. I personally took my resting heart rate from the high 50s, about 58 or so, down to below 50, about 48 to 50 on average resting heart rates in the space of about 3 weeks just using this method. So just a couple little insights first is this is a VO2 max protocol, which is a higher intensity protocol, but it's going to get a lot out of your cardiovascular system. So first of all, what is VO2 max? VO2 max is your cardiac output times your oxygen extraction. Essentially how much you can get out of your cardiac system times the amount of oxygen that you can extract from your muscles. And so what this basically means in simple terms is how much blood your heart can pump and how efficiently your muscles use that oxygen. Most people only train one, but if you want real results, you got to hit both of these, both that cardiac output and the oxygen extraction. So what we're going to do is a method called the 6 minute escalating method. And this is something that you can do 4 to 6 times per week. All it is 6 minutes. Now, the way you do this method, okay, is you start on something like an assault bike, a rower, a ski erg. You can run as well. And you're going to start out the first minute at about a 4 or 5 out of 10 intensity. Now, this should be relatively easy, but every single minute, you're going to increase your intensity until you get to about a 9 or a 10. That last minute, your lungs should be screaming. You should be working really, really hard, okay? It's a great method because it improves your stroke volume, which is the amount of blood that gets pumped in every single heartbeat. This is essentially like a zone 2 effect. So this is your long distance, slow intensity, steady state cardio. You're also getting cardiac power, so how hard your heart can beat. This you get from that HIIT style intensity that this 6 minute method does. It also improves mitochondrial oxygen extraction because you're slowly over time getting the system more and more efficient as you ramp up your intensity to extract more oxygen and use the mitochondrial system a lot more efficiently. It's very, very short. It's very, very brutal, but it's also extremely potent. I've used this with clients now and they're like, holy shit, that hits like a ton of bricks. But it's also something that, if you're very short on time, 6 minutes, everybody's got 6 minutes, and this will dramatically improve your health. VO2 max has been shown to be one of the key markers of longevity. It's also one of the key markers of performance. And this 6 minute method is going to improve that. Probably the biggest obstacles with this is most people will only ever do slow cardio or, as I said, those long duration, high intensity CrossFit type styles. People don't use their heart rate monitors as well. So if you're using your heart rate monitor on this, or you're using something to measure your intensity, people will struggle with, if they're doing something like running, is being able to actually go hard enough. But if you are a runner, this is a great, great method. People also forget that VO2 max isn't just about your lungs. It's about the blood, the heart, the muscles, and also mindset. The last time I did this, I managed to get 80 calories in the 6 minutes. The final time I did this, and this is where I got my heart rate down to about the low 50s or under 50 beats per minute for my resting heart rate, I was actually able to get 110 calories in that 6 minutes. So I'd essentially added nearly 30 calories or over 30 calories. And I started out really hot and I had to continue to build every single minute. It was tough. And generally about that 3 or 4 minutes where you start to approach that threshold, This is a bit of a mind battle to really keep that foot on the gas and push hard. So it's really hitting all of the areas that you want from your conditioning. You're getting the cardiovascular, you're getting a little bit of muscular endurance, you're getting that mitochondrial function. You're also getting that mindset element as well. So big thing here is to stop guessing and start testing. Use methods that actually work. If you want to understand where your VO2 max sits, I actually created the VO2 Max Score Sheet, which will tell you either on an assault bike, a rower, your 12-minute run benchmarks, and a couple of formulas so that you can test and see where you're at in terms of your VO2 max score. All you need to do is comment on this video, VO2, or send me a message on Instagram at Dylan Limitless. Send a message VO2 and I'll send it over to you. Other than that, get after it, have a crack. The 6-minute escalating method. Get it.